So why do so many divorced singles struggle to reclaim their identity, and what's their first step to getting it back?
Yeah. Why do so many women? It is so hard to reclaim identity because we as women have been taught to serve everybody else but ourselves, right? And all those different titles, mommy, wifey, CEO, lawyer, whatever, big sister, right? Auntie, like all those different roles that we play as the nurturer, the caregiver, the supporter. We play all those different roles and we lose ourselves in the midst of those roles immediately because we're giving of ourselves over and over and over again, and we're not giving to ourselves first, which is
Yeah.
why we're tired. Which is why, like, we just tired. We just want to sit down, but like we keep going, right? But that is the reason why it is so hard for women to reclaim their identity, is because some of us have been doing this since we were little. We've been taking care of everybody else except for ourselves. And so it really takes us getting into a space where we are selfish for the first time in our entire lives. I
Yeah.
became selfish for the first time in my entire life after my divorce. I didn't know what that meant. I just have always been there for everybody. I was there for my mom and my daddy. I was there for my siblings, right? I was the one that everybody came to. And so for the first time ever, after my divorce, I was like, oh no, y'all gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah.
Y'all have to go somewhere else. Y'all
Yeah.
voice your voice. You can do that too, but yeah, no, I literally had to put up those boundaries. And that is the start of becoming who you truly are supposed to be, right? Reclaiming your identity. That's that first step, is like putting up boundaries. No, I will not do that. That is not who I am anymore. And people get mad when you start putting up boundaries because they're like, who are you? You've always answered my phone call. Oh, so you don't answer calls no more? No, ma'am. No, I'm sorry. Not at this time. Not at this hour.
Yeah.
My office hours are from 9 to 5, right? From boundaries. So I
Yeah.
think that's the first step, is like putting up the boundaries and really like going within to figure out who is it that I want to be. Because you get to choose.
Yeah.
You get to choose.
How how this is not in my notes, but because you said you have a daughter, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you teach her to not be there for everyone else? I mean,
Yes.
in a healthy way, but like
Absolutely.
how do you help her to not have to try to serve everybody and be there for everyone? What does that look
Yeah. So it looks like having conversations with her, right? Because I feel like my daughter is me, right? She is the lover, the server. She wants to do all the things and she wants to help. And so I ask her, like, do you really want to do this right now? Or are you just, and she'll be like, well, I do. I want to help. And I'm like, okay, well, if at any time you don't want to do this anymore, you can choose not to do this anymore. I want you to know that and be okay with saying, this isn't fun for me anymore. I don't want to do that. And she will tell me, like, it wasn't fun anymore. I'm like, okay, girl, now you know what I was talking about. Show my bitches. But like, she takes that into everything. So I feel like I have given her this space where she can be free to express herself. Because I think that was what it was when I was younger. It was like, I would be asked to do something, or I would feel like I had to do something. And there was never anybody that told me, you don't have to if you don't want to. Like, you can take a moment. You're 8 years old, right? Like, I'm not expecting you to be a parent. Like, sometimes I was more of a parent to my mom than she was to me. And so I try to make sure that my daughter is, she understands that she can speak to mommy about anything. We have conversations, and I mean big girl conversations. How do you feel? Talking about her feelings and expressing herself. What, I apologize to my kid. My mom never said a word of apology to me. And I can name 1,000 times. She should have. But when I do something wrong, because I'm not perfect, I apologize to her, and she appreciates that. So we have open, honest conversations. I think that's what it is being open, being honest, and allowing her to just be free spirited.